South African politics has always been a theatre of power struggles, alliances, betrayals, and behind-the-scenes maneuvering. But in recent weeks, the political climate within the African National Congress, ANC, has shifted dramatically, sparking growing speculation that President Cyril Ramaphosa's grip on power is slipping, and that his deputy, Paul Mashatile, is quietly positioning himself as the next occupant of the union buildings. Insiders and analysts suggest that Ramaphosa, who entered office promising a new dawn of transparency and reform, is facing the most critical period of his leadership yet. Mounting dissatisfaction within the ANC, a restless youth faction demanding faster change, and growing tensions in the Tripartite Alliance have combined to create an atmosphere of uncertainty. And at the center of it all stands Mashatile, the ANC's deputy president, a man long described as a patient strategist with ambitions of his own. For months, whispers in Luthuli House corridors hinted that Mashatile was consolidating his networks, strengthening ties with provincial leaders, and quietly rallying influential ANC veterans behind him. The narrative has now intensified, with some describing the current moment as a countdown to Ramaphosa's final days in office. Reports suggest that the deputy president has been holding discreet meetings with business leaders, civil society figures, and even international stakeholders, all part of a broader plan to reassure the nation that he is prepared to take charge should the ANC decide it's time for a leadership transition. Ramaphosa's critics argue that his administration has failed to deliver on critical promises, from tackling corruption and stabilizing Eskom, to creating jobs and curbing violent crime. Many within the ANC feel the president has become more vulnerable than ever, caught between defending his controversial failure scandal and managing the growing impatience of citizens who believe his leadership has stalled. The perception of weakness has fueled growing speculation that Mashatile is preparing to capitalize on the moment. Yet Mashatile's rise is not without its own controversies. Some within the ANC accuse him of opportunism, pointing out his reputation as a political survivor who has weathered factional battles for decades. His close ties to provincial structures, particularly in Gauteng, give him considerable influence, but also raise questions about whether his leadership would truly represent a break from the past. Still, his allies paint him as a man of action, someone who has waited patiently in Ramaphosa's shadow but is now ready to step into the limelight. Political observers note that the final days narrative around Ramaphosa may not necessarily mean an abrupt end to his presidency. Instead, it reflects the sense that his authority has been gradually eroded to the point where Mashatile is already perceived as the inevitable successor. As one veteran analyst put it, the throne is no longer Ramaphosa's to defend, it is Mashatile's to secure. Whether through an internal party shift before the next general elections, or through a calculated succession plan following a potential ANC leadership reshuffle, Mashatile's moves have made one thing clear: the battle for South Africa's future leadership is already underway. The question is not just whether Ramaphosa can survive, but whether he still commands the confidence of his party and the nation. As speculation mounts, the political stage is being set for a new chapter in South Africa's leadership saga. For Ramaphosa, the clock may be ticking. For Mashatile, the throne has never been closer.